welcome to Davita's Stampin' Spot. It's Thursday and time for another card or project. Today I am making a card that I made several of because I wanted some cards. We're going to be doing some traveling, and I love to have little cards that I can leave as with tips, or if someone does something really nice for us while we're traveling. And I've also found it's really fun to do that just in normal life. So I was working on these cards and I thought, you know what? I want to share this with everyone. So let me switch the camera around. All right. So I'm using the Scenic Adventure. This is one of our new stamp sets that just became available for everyone on May 6th. It's got these beautiful dies. So there's two mountain ranges, trees, some other trees. This is like some shrubbery, water. Look at this little moon with stars. Really cool. And then here's some wood, like a fire, and here's your flame. Really, really cute. Here's the stamp set that goes with it. And let me show you what I designed. So I wanted some cards that were nature. So I decided I would use a lot of the dies. All right. So we're going to start with the Stampin' Pad of Azure Afternoon. I'm going to get some ink here. I was working on these at school, and I have to admit, I felt really guilty because I was wasting ink. I've gotten so used to using our glass mat. And if you use it as your spot for your ink, then you can use all that ink. Now, I created some beautiful scratch paper that went in the trash, but I felt like I was giving away a lot of ink that I could have been using. We're going to use that. I don't want it uniform. I want it to look like a sky that has just a nice variety. All right, you grab my chamois real quick. Make sure I get all that blue off of there. All right. So this is one of the note cards. When I use our note cards, oh, I just love these. You get 20 in a package. You get 20 cards and 20 envelopes for $10. So 50 cents for a card and an envelope. And it's a great size if you don't want to write a whole lot, but yet it gives you some space. I mean, look at all that space you can use to write if you choose to. All right. So here's my other one. So see, they look just a little different. I kind of like that. All of them look just a little different. So when I was working on this, I thought it would be neat to have the mountains kind of a brown color. And Kent was like, yeah, that looks okay, but a lot of the mountains still have snow on them. And I was like, oh, you're right, they do. So what I did was I took a pair of scissors. Here we go. And I just followed the outline of the mountain. So I did it in white. So I had some snow like that. Now I cut one right before I started. It was all in one nice long piece. I don't see it now. I was working on this, and then I'm very thankful Kent was willing to finish up some vacuuming for me, but it was so loud I had to stop my recording. Oh, I did it upside down, didn't I? Oh, here we go. All right, so this is going to go up like this, and it will follow the pattern there. It does waste a lot of the, you have a lot of the white left. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do with all those snowy mountains that are still in my stash. If you do it all in one piece, I promise it works so much better. All right. And probably there we go. That's going to work. All right. So I'm going to put my snowy mountains on here first, like this. Didn't get it up quite high enough. I don't want my brown above my white. And then what I did, what I thought this was cool, I cut out the trees. But what was neat is oh, hey, there it is right there. There's my cutout piece. See how nice that looks on there? Just had to look you know what? We're going to snag that and put it on there. It's going to look a lot better. If you're going to give this to someone, you want it to look nice, right? All right. Okay, here we go. So just turn that strip upside down. The nice thing is this is the exact same size as my brown mountains. So it's going to follow the line of the mountains really nicely. All right. So put it at the peak there and then just follow it down. There we go. Ah, that looks so much better. Much happier with that one. All right. There we go. So when I cut out the green pieces, I'm looking for my little bag. It was kind of cool as it cut the trees out. It also cut out, it divided it in two. So you ended up with twice as many trees because you have the top and then you have the bottom. But if you flip this around, it looks like the bottom as well. So which I thought was really cool. All right, so our trees are going to go on next. Take my mountain and attach it. Now, because I'm giving these as simple gifts for people, I'm not going to add a lot of dimension. I'm not going to add a lot of bling because for them, it's just the amazing idea that I took the time to give them something that I made. All right, so now we'll put our trees down below. And it was nice. All these dies were wider than my note cards. The note cards are 5 inches long. So it made it nice that you had extra so you didn't have to worry about it being too short. So we'll put our mountains on there, our trees underneath the mountain. I want to make sure that none of the white below the mountain comes through. I could have made the brown all the way down here, but I thought that wasted a lot of paper, so I didn't do that. You know me, frugal or cheap. I'm not sure which you want to call me. We'll go with frugal. It sounds a little bit better. Cut off these edges here. Right, so we're getting there. And then I wanted some of this blue, blue, blue water. We are, when you're watching this, are probably on our way back home from Alaska. We've been up there touring on a cruise ship, and we went years and years ago, and I was just amazed at the color of the water. So when I made these cards, I wanted to make sure that they had that just crystal blue water. There you go. Isn't that pretty? I did want to leave them blank because I thought it might be that I'm encouraging someone that I see, or it might be that I'm thanking them. I wasn't sure. So in the stamp set, there's a beautiful tree. I'm going to stamp that here on the edge. And I got a little ink where I didn't want it. So this one's going to have 2 trees. And we always want a 3. So there we go. We'll put 3 there like that. And it still gives me plenty of space to write a message. And then for my envelope, because we don't want a naked envelope, we'll also stamp a tree. Goodness, my hands. On the envelope. So now you know what I gave to people as we were on the cruise, giving them a thank you card that hopefully reminds them of Alaska. I hope you love this idea. I would love to see what you're going to do with the Scenic Adventure stamp set. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week.